Season greetings, everyone. It is your favorite fat Asian Santa here with another one of these seasonal FIFA 21 experience. We do it every single year, and it's always a crowd pleaser. Today, we are doing the naughtiest players for FIFA 21 versus the nicest players in FIFA 21. And then we're going to take these two teams, put them into the Premier League, and see which one finishes higher up on the table. And then after that, put them in an 11-on-11 live action match where they battle out on the virtual pitch. And since it is the season, I thought I'd go ahead and be charitable myself. For every one of these competitions that the nice guys go ahead and finish on top of the naughty list, I will go ahead and be donating a video game of your choice to one of you lucky winners. In order to be qualified, you gotta subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and leave the hashtag FatAsianSanta in the comments down below. Now, I should clarify, for you to be on the naughty list, you can get on there in a multiple ways. You can either be foul play, you can either dive lot, you can get a lot of red cards, reckless tackles, taking out people's ACLs, or it could be behavior off of the pitch. Like this year, we've had a lot of pro athletes violating the COVID lockdowns for selfish reasons. And on the other side, for you to make it onto the nice list, we've had a lot of pro athletes this year being uber generous because of the COVID lockdowns. So you're going to see a lot of footballers on here for their charity work. And I'm sure I'm going to miss some pro footballers on this list because literally every footballer that I looked up has done some form of charity this year. So for the players that I did miss that did do charity work, I want you guys to go ahead, leave it in the comments down below. Who did I miss? Oh yeah, and also you could be on the nice list if you're just a gentleman on the pitch, just an all-round nice guy like an N'Golo Kante or a Heung-min Son. But if you are excited to see who is on Fat Santa's Not To Your Nice list for 2020, then go ahead, smush your hard, erect, merry nipples into the like button right now. Subscribe if you are new. But without further ado, let's bring a little merry into the season. Let's start off with the nice list. And has there been a footballer more front and center as of recent memory for his charitable works than one Marcus Rashford? I'm pretty sure you've already heard the headlines. The young Manchurian raised over $25 million for the Fair Share charity, which will now be able to go ahead and feed over 3 million meals to the most vulnerable in the UK. And basically led a social media campaign that ended up bullying his own government into doing the right thing, ultimately pledging £170 million to go ahead and help combat child food poverty. It is sad that it took a young professional footballer to force the government into action, and that has unfairly made him a target of some. So for his courage, he has to be the poster child for the nice list in 2020. And for that, we got to make him the captain of the all nice team. And then leading the line, you have another Englishman. You got Harry Kane. The Tottenham striker was part of the hashtag Players Together charity, which helped raise funds for the NHS and their well-being during their fight against the COVID. And at the right wing position, he's a little bit out of place, but he's just so damn nice and charitable that you got to put Sadio Mane into this list. Not only has he donated £41,000 to help health authorities in Senegal during the coronavirus outbreak, even before COVID, he paid for a hospital to be built in his poverty-stricken home village of Bombali. He also donated £250,000 for a school to be constructed there. And beyond his charitable works, there's just like countless stories of him just being an awesome human being. Like when many professional footballers are just pampered and spoiled brats, here's multimillionaire Sadio Mane helping carry water bottles off of the team bus. He doesn't need to do it, but he's just that dude. And I think this quote sums up Sadio Mane the best. Why would I want 10 Ferraris? How would that help me or the world? I'm a Manchester United fan, but God bless Sadio Mane. And coming in at the cam position, this was a little bit of a toss-up of who's more charitable, but it was either between Juan Mata or Mesut Ozil. Now, Ozil has been one of the most charitable footballers for the entirety of his career, but just this past year, he fed over 100,000 homeless people in 16 refugee camps in Turkey from Syria. He donated £240 worth to fund operations for sick kids in Brazil. And on his wedding day, instead of asking gifts from his guests, instead, he asked for donations so that he could give 1,000 kids who were in need of surgery across the world their procedures, as well as donating another £80,000 to a Turkish charity to help Muslims during the coronavirus crisis. And then there's Juan Mata, who's been uber charitable for the majority of his career as well. Always a great humanitarian and a gentleman on and off the pitch. When the coronavirus started, he started up the Common Goal Initiative. Mata goes ahead and donates 1% of his salary for the year to go ahead and fight the coronavirus across the world. And other players have joined in, such as Serge Gnabry and Giorgio Chiellini have also become part of the Common Goal cause. So that's why Gnabry as well as Chiellini are going to make the nice list as well. And speaking of Bayern men, next up we got Goretzka as well as Joshua Kimmich. Both of them spearheaded a new collective initiative, the hashtag We Kick Corona movement in Germany, which initially raised over €5 million in support of the fight against COVID. And then the first center back on the list is Toby Alderweireld. Toby makes the list because he's been donating electronic tablets to hospitals so that sick patients can go ahead and see their loved ones during the holidays. Very heartwarming. And then alongside him, you have Virgil van Dijk. I mostly put him on here just to get revenge on Pickford for taking out his ACL, but the man has been uber charitable for years. As well as there's just like like this heartwarming video of him being super chill with this lifelong Liverpool fan. He just seems like an all-around nice guy. And yes, it does annoy me that there are so many Liverpool guys on here that are apparently good people. Andrew Robinson might be the sneakiest, best guy of all. This is unconfirmed, but it is highly believed by multiple sources that Andy Robinson was the mysterious backer who made a huge donation to keep 6 food banks going in Glasgow amid the height of the coronavirus outbreak. And honestly, he might be the realest dude at all because he didn't even want the credit. He remained anonymous because he likes to stay out of the spotlight for this. He did this just out of the goodness of his heart. And a recurring theme that you can kind of see from all these players that have donated is they remember where they came from and they help those less fortunate from where they came from. And last but not least, you got Kasper Schmeichel in the keeper position because he donated over £20,000 to help those over 70 in self-isolation in the UK. And this starting 11 is just the tip of the iceberg. There have been so many great players who've been uber charitable this year that I just simply don't have enough time to cover. Jordan Henderson, along with pretty much everyone from the Liverpool team, have been uber generous during this time. You know, Messi's always been uber generous to charities throughout the entirety of his career. Same thing with Mohamed Salah, who's spent a lot of money to build hospitals back in Egypt. Manuel Neuer has been running a children's charity for many years now. Mbappe makes it on the list because he very famously donated his 2018 World Cup salary to children in need. Umtiti's on the list for doing the same thing. Hector Bellerin is one of the most generous footballers out there. Back in 2007, after the horrible fire that happened in London, Hector Bellerin pledged £50 for every minute he played in the under-21 Euro Championship. He's also helped out with providing boots for those who were in need, as well as donating to homeless funds. He's also incredibly eco-friendly, as he has pledged to plant 3,000 trees for every game Arsenal wins for the remainder of the season. Unfortunately, that's not looking so good right now, but I mean, we're not gonna fault him for that. Wilfried Zaha donates 10% of his salary to charity. Moises makes the list because while he was on Everton, he called a lifelong fan whose cancer was in remission to wish her happy Mother's Day. That's cute. Kit Tabalda makes the list because he arranged the accommodations for over 200 Senegalese workers who lost their jobs in hotels and restaurants in Spain during the COVID-19 pandemic. Heung-min Son, all-round adorable Korean, as well as donated to South Korean victims of the coronavirus. Papa makes the list because on his birthday he went ahead and raised money for the coronavirus. Kolasinac is on here because he was very charitable when he offered his fist to 2 attackers trying to abduct Mesut Ozil or his wife last year. And last but not least, you got David Silva as well as N'Golo Kante. I don't know if either one of them have done charity, but they're both like super nice. With the all-nice team coming out to an attack of 90, a mid of 84, and a defense of 87. But how does it compare to the naughty list? And for the naughty list, it was a little bit tougher this year. Remember, you can get on the naughty list if you're kind of an asshole on or off of the pitch, as well as if you dive a whole bunch of times. And you're gonna see that yes, a lot of these guys do deserve to be on here, but they're also very charitable. Like Neymar dives all the freaking time. He's kind of a twat on the pitch, but he is one of the most generous, one of the most charitable footballers in the world. Undeniable. Same thing with Ronaldo. Little bit of cock on the pitch, dies all the time, but uber generous, and by most accounts is a very, very nice, warm-hearted human being. And then you have the likes of kids who kind of made a little bit of a boo-boo this year. You got Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood, who got kicked off of the national team because they got caught sneaking in girls into the hotel during a corona lockdown. And this was like during the height of COVID, so yeah, it was a definite no-no. A lot of shame put upon them. Phil Foden had a Dele Alli-esque picture. Raheem Sterling's on here for the same reason as Neymar. He's actually been pretty charitable, but there's no denying that he is a consummate diver. And last year he did grab the throat of Joe Gomez during a training incident that got him sent home. The man with the most villainous story in 2020 has probably been this dude, Luka Jovic. He was an absolute gunner at Frankfurt 2 seasons ago, so he made the big money move in 2019 over Real Madrid. He was barely used, so in order to impress Zinedine Zidane, he actually declined to call up for the Serbian national team. This basically rubbed people in Serbia the wrong way, and then, to compound that, he violated COVID lockdown during the international break and ended up going back to his hometown anyway, basically becoming the poster child in Serbia of being these like spoiled rich elite people to which these quarantine rules did not apply. But he is in contention for Villain of the Year with this man, Jordan Pickford. And do I really need to say why? He's always been a little bit of a shit starter on the pitch, but this year, it was a bridge too far, as his reckless challenge on Virgil van Dijk snatched away unfairly his supple ACL in a play that ultimately didn't even matter. Now, you can argue intention or not, but regardless, it was ultimately way too reckless. So let me know, who is the villain of 2020 in the footballing world? Is it Jordan Pickford, or is it Luka Jovic, or, you know, Greenwood or Foden? And then finishing off the back line, you got Alonso on here because you know the story. He accidentally killed someone in a drunk driving accident. Sergio Ramos loved himself a red card. Pepe, I show this clip all the time. It's amazing. What a douche. And then you got Serge Aurier returning at the right back position because very famously, he called his coach at PSG a maggot with another letter. Then going down the list, we have some old favorites. Got Dele Alli here, who did a Phil Foden, essentially. Jan Vertonghen is on here because allegedly he had some sexy time with Christian Eriksen's wife. Luis Suarez bites people again and again and again. Godin spat on a person. Eden Hazard kicked the ball boy for like no reason one time. Thibaut Courtois allegedly hooked up with KDB's girlfriend. And apparently there's still like kind of an awkward rift on the Belgian team because of it. And you can't have a naughty list with Diego Costa. I mean, I haven't seen him actually do much shithousery lately, but I'm sure he is up to something. And then you got a bunch of flopping left backs here. You got Hernandez, Ashley Young, Fellaini, who loves to throw an elbow. Xhaka loves a red card. Carvajal is up there in La Liga for top red cards. Vidal has a little bit of a nasty streak. And same thing with Casemiro. He loves himself a red card as well. With the all naughty team coming out not as strong with an attack of 85, a mid of 85, and an offense of 82. But now let's go ahead and take these two teams and put them in the Premier League and see which one finishes higher up top. Let's go. Alright, I said on June 1st of 2021, let's see how the players did at the end of the season. And in the player stats, it is neither a naughty or a nice boy who goes ahead and wins it. It is Timo Werner of Chelsea with 20 goals. You have to go all the way down to 7th place Serge Gnabry scoring 15, as well as Mbappe scoring 15. Neymar Jr. on there in 11th place scoring 14 as well. And David Silva contributed 13 goals. Alright, we go over to assists, and it's the Liverpool man, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who gets it. But behind him, the bad boy, Cristiano Ronaldo, going ahead and getting 9 assists. And you got Andrew Robinson contributing 9 as well. Another Man City man, Hazard, coming in 6th place with 7. And then you got Serge Gnabry again on this list, coming in with 7. And then if we go over to clean sheets, you can see that Alisson of Liverpool goes ahead and gets it with Manuel Neuer behind him, but Jordan Pickford not too far behind. Very interesting. So remember, the naughty boys are in Manchester City, while the nice boys are on Manchester United. And even with all that, looking at the stats, Liverpool might have won the league, which would be uber surprising. But Chelsea in 5th, Wolves in 4th, 3rd is Man City. Okay. Liverpool in 2nd, and Manchester United cruise to a victory quite easy. The nice boys scoring 94 points to Man City, and the naughty list only scoring 76. It really was not really a contest. The nice boys dunked on them. Alright, so that is one win for the nice list, which means I will be giving away at least one video game in this video. And with that, we are going to jump into the live action portion to see if I'm going to be giving away another video game. But quickly, before we get into that, a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN creates a virtual private network that is your own little secure tunnel to the internet, hidden from hackers, the government, and big tech, all looking to harvest your private data. And with COVID keeping everyone inside right now, you need online protection more than ever. And beyond security, ExpressVPN allows you to change your IP address to different countries, allowing you to access region block content. Well, I saw Rick and Morty was available on UK Netflix, and with ExpressVPN, I easily changed my region to the UK and got Swifty. And for my UK viewers, I got a freaking pro tip for you right now. How would you like to watch the entirety of the Premier League for $5 a month only? Yes, for $5 a month, you can subscribe to the new Peacock service, but the only catch is it's only available in the US. But if you have ExpressVPN, switch your region to the US, and voila. Every EPL game for $5 a month. You can't beat that deal. All the while being protected by the #1 ranked VPN by CNET, The Verge, Wired, TechRadar, and more. Now, I personally use it every time I torrent or I have to plug in my credit card online. I see it as a condom. If you're not using protection now, you're eventually going to pay for it. And best of all, you can get 3 months for free. All you got to do is click the link down below. It's going to be at the top of the description box. Thank you to ExpressVPN again for sponsoring this video. Now back to the show. But alright, we get the live action portion of the Naughty versus Nice list at a neutral ground Wembley Stadium, legendary difficulty with competitor mode on, so it is going to be saucy. And you can see it right here. Jordan Pickford is going to be captaining the Naughty Boys, while Marcus Rashford is going to be captaining the Nice Boys, and they're going to be competing for the Champions League final, because why the hell not? So if the Naughty Boys win, Jordan Pickford is going to be the one raising the Champions League trophy. But hopefully Sadio Mane, Ozil, and all the Nice Boys can finally defeat the adage of nice guys always finishing last. But without further ado, the Naughty versus Nice of 2020 is now underway. Mata, over to Kane, to Rashford, back to Kane, he's in on net, he's gonna slot across, unselfish, and Goretzka, was he onside? Yes, he was! A lovely sweeping movement from the Nice Boys that puts them on top. This goal, in so many ways, was so unselfish. Look at the charity. They're all playing for each other, just giving gifts wherever they go. Truly a nice guy goal. 20th minute, the Nice Guys strike first blood. Sterling, he's got runners. Suarez is unmarked there. It's nervy. Virgil van Dijk's ahead of him to Foden. Oh, to Greenwood. Oh, Kimmich gets there just ahead of Neymar. Give him some room at the top of the box. He's going to feed it through. Busquets. Oh my god, Raheem Sterling is completely open on the left side. What happened there? Ozil fell asleep. I guess he didn't want to mark. Raheem Sterling sneaking in just like Phil Foden and Mason Greenwood snuck those two Icelandic models in. But the Nutty boys are now tied at 1 apiece. They have held this ball for almost 20 minutes of game time at the top of the box, just waiting patiently for something to open up. And that is going to be it. Just a possession fest in the second half. All right, 2 periods of extra time, then we're going to pens. To Dele Alli. It's in for Phil Foden. Busquets now. What a pass! What a pass from Busquets! Absolutely shreds them apart, but it is offsides. Unlucky from Mr. Dele. What a butthole ripping pass right here. Oh, just barely. Just barely offsides. Dele Alli now onto it. Suarez, he's got space here. Alderweireld able to pick that out. Oh no! Suarez is in. He's gonna go. Oh, terrible pass. Mohamed Salah threats the kneel down the line. Mbappe charging at defense. Both of the runners were offsides in front of him. But Messi throws it through to Goretzka. He's in on net. Gives it back to Messi. Oh my goodness. And who else but the Argentine starting this movement? Throws it through. And Goretzka once again. Look at the charitable donation. And Jordan Pickford is not going to destroy any ACLs on that. The man who's done so much work worldwide for charity and just humanity in general. It had to be him. Back and forth, they gotta make a move. Dele Alli looking for something. Oh no, Suarez is in! Oh, but Kimmich gets across! Oh my goodness. Lovely stuff from him. Goretzka, excellent strength to hold on to it. Now Mbappe to Messi. There's a little bit of a hold up, but now Sadio Mane's in on net, and that is it, the dagger! Humble man to humble man. The nice guys, the humbled boys are gonna walk away double winners in this competition. Humble off the pitch, but a killer on. A gentleman warrior, Sadio Mane. Ronaldo gets it up, but it's too late in the 2020 battle of Naughty versus Nice boys. It is indeed the nice guys who finish first. And it would have been nice to see Marcus Rashford lift this up, but Mohamed Salah, also a very, very charitable man, very humble man, is going to go ahead and lift it up. Congratulations. And because the Nice Boys have won both, that means I'm going to be giving away 2 video games to 2 of you lucky viewers. Once again, in order to be qualified, you got to be subscribed, you got to leave a like on this video, and leave in the comments down below, hashtag #FatAsianSanta. Now I'll pick 2 of you guys in 2 weeks time, and please guys check the back end of your channel to see who the winners are. And I'd also like to go ahead and thank all of my patrons who are keeping me alive during the global pandemic. A Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays to all you guys. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys want to join the $1 army, I'll leave a link up to there because I'm going to be doing a Christmas Q&A where I answer a question from any one of my patrons. The cutoff is on the 22nd, and if you want more content from me, go ahead and click up here, Dinks Poos. But that is going to be it from me, the Fat Asian Santa. And until next time, boys, stay thick.